You also conduct on the citizens or on the society side awareness for slow food, right? And today, with world becoming a faster place to stay and grow and move, where do you see the awareness increase and influence that's needed for a movement like this? So how do you influence minds and mindsets towards slow food?
Okay. Again, it's a big issue, and it works on very, very many different levels in regards to policy, government policy, institutional policy that we work with. Slow Foods started an office in Brussels more than close to 10 years ago, because that's where the food policy for Europe is concentrated. So Slow Food made a strategic move to actually have an office there to start working with other institutions, other civil society organizations, other NGOs, to be a voice in that conversation, to be a voice to be able to put a different perspective forward to the policymakers in Brussels for the EU, for the European Union, to ensure that these conversations are actually open and being raised with the policymakers. So there's been a CAP, which is the agricultural policy for Europe. Slow Food, with over 200 different CSOs, civil society organisations, NGOs, have put in a different model in regards to the industrial food system. That's where we've been strongest in Europe. Okay, in other areas where we may not have offices, or we do have offices, put in similarly, we work with governments to change that food system. We work with governments to bring the good, clean and fair into the policy. And given a local example, we have a community again in the Philippines that have been to our events in Italy, and the mayor came in and he came and saw our event, and he's actually put into their municipality ordinance the slow food principles of good, clean and fair. And there are 14 different barangay or villages that are in there, in that municipality. They need to start practicing the slow food principles of good, clean and fair. So it means that they don't use chemicals and fertilizers in their production. They continue practicing their traditional food practices, but also educate the children of how to do that and raise their profile and value in regards to their indigenous culture. And they also, at the same time, have food security. So there's the large scale on a continent perspective to the local of how those the advocacy can work in a policy perspective. When we refer to individuals, we can work on different ways, whether it be a consumer working in a city, getting the farmers to have a farmers market, people start to being aware about what they eat. Normally when we talk with consumers, we start with taste. Okay, and they actually start to taste the difference. Okay, if they start to taste the difference and we raise awareness with that taste, then people like to eat well. So it means that the first one is taste, and then they have a connection with the farmer. So they start to understand where their food comes from. They start to build a relationship, and then we have that connection between producers and consumers. We also organise events to bring individuals to raise awareness. The two pillars, the biodiversity and the education, are all directed also to consumers, not only producers. So we work along that production consumption model spectrum to bring people into that conversation. And then people can be involved with slow food individually, or they can be involved with slow food in a community or collective way.
Okay.